Let's talk about buying a bar in Bangkok. It is pitched to foreign investors as the ultimate cash machine, an exclusive, high-reward entry into one of the busiest nightlife economies in the world. The brokers selling these venues usually rely on a highly effective sales pitch. They promise a total return on your investment in a maximum of 6 months and tell you the transfer of ownership is just a matter of signing a few papers. But how these venues actually operate is a different story. The nightlife sector here runs almost entirely on handshake agreements, cash payments, and informal practices that cross the line into illegal territory. If you try to run standard corporate due diligence, asking for audited books, for payroll records, or bank statements, you will immediately hit a wall of resistance from local partners who are used to doing things entirely off the books. This chart plots out risk. Standard business acquisitions sit safely up here, high verifiability, low legal risk. A frontier cash venue like a Bangkok go-go bar sits on the exact opposite end, dealing with almost zero outside verifiability and catastrophic legal risk. If you accept those informal terms and fail to impose strict legal structure on the deal, you aren't risking a simple loss of your capital. You are walking straight into strict liability criminal offenses in a foreign jurisdiction. The first hurdle any foreign investor hits in Thailand is structural. By law, foreign shareholders can own a maximum of 49. Thai authorities actively screen for it in real time, demanding months of personal bank statements to prove the Thai partners paid for their shares with their own money. This flowchart shows what happens when you rely on that secret agreement. Under Section 150 of the Thai Civil and Commercial Code, contracts created for an unlawful purpose are automatically void. That means your side letter, share pledges, and loan documents completely disintegrate. Because your foundational contract is unlawful to begin with, you have zero legal standing. If your local partners decide to lock you out of the venue, you cannot take them to court to recover your stolen money. By agreeing to an off-the-book structure to secure your control, you completely destroy the only legal protection you have for when the deal goes bad. Assuming you get the corporate structure right, you still have to open the doors. Many buyers assume that taking over a lease means they get the venue's entertainment license. They don't. Licenses are personal to the holder and do not transfer automatically. This process flowchart maps out the only safe payment sequence to handle this. You incorporate a new company, sign a shareholders agreement, apply for the license, wait for it to be granted, and only then release your funds. This gap right here, between applying and actually receiving the license, is where brokers manufacture urgency. They will pressure you for a deposit to hold the room. Do not release a single cent here. If you pay key money or goodwill before that written approval is in your hands and the district office denies the application, you have just spent millions to own a share of an empty, unopenable room. Once you are open, the pressure shifts to daily overhead. It is incredibly tempting to rely on informal, off-the-books cash workers to avoid paying payroll taxes and Social Security. In this specific sector, an undocumented workforce carries a severe penalty. Under the Prostitution Act, if a single worker on your premises is under 18, the owners face strict liability criminal charges. Claiming you didn't know is not a legal defense. You are looking at a 3 to 15-year prison sentence the moment that door slides shut. You also carry your own country's laws with you. For example, Australian corporate bribery laws follow citizens abroad. The routine tea money used to bypass local inspections can trigger a 10-year sentence back home. Speaking of inspections, this industry operates at the whim of sudden ministerial orders. Zoning rules and safety compliance mandates change overnight, with zero parliamentary debate. Following recent fatal venue fires in Bangkok, nationwide inspection sweeps forced sudden, massive remediation costs and indefinite closures onto venue owners not up to code. Tolerating undocumented workers or dodging safety compliance to save a few % on marginal overhead buys you strict liability criminal exposure. Let's look closely at the math behind this deal. Brokers will confidently tell you that you'll recover your cash in 6 months. Investments that reliably double your capital every year without massive, undisclosed risks simply do not exist. This chart compares the sales pitch to the financial reality. The 6-month claim is a fabrication. A properly run, fully compliant venue requires a 3-year amortized recovery plan. That 3-year timeline works because your profit splits down the middle. Half covers your living costs, and the other half forms a mandatory capital expenditure buffer. You need that buffer because a tired dar in Bangkok dies quickly, and renovations are constant. To verify that those profits even exist, you have to throw out their handwritten daily taking sheets. They are worthless. Valuing a cash business requires an independent observer sitting at the venue and watching the till for 7 consecutive nights. Demanding that all revenue be deposited into a traceable corporate bank account will introduce massive friction with your local partners, but it is the only mathematical way to confirm what the business is actually worth. Deciding whether to move forward comes down to drawing non-negotiable red lines before a single baht leaves your bank account. This walkaway scorecard lists the requirements for a legally defensible deal. No nominee structures, no payments before the license is granted, no undocumented workers, and all distributions routed through a bank. If you are a tourist investor, drawn to the lifestyle, but unwilling to force local partners into rigorous paperwork, you are buying exposure, not a business. Walk away. If you have corporate constraints that require you to stay completely invisible on the Thai registry while taking a profit contingent return, an equity deal is legally impossible for you. Your only lawful path is a structured commercial loan with a fixed maturity. But if you are a systematic operator with the temperament to enforce systems over people, and you demand verifiability over handshakes, a realistic, amortized return is achievable here. In a market defined by manufactured urgency and scarcity narratives, your willingness to walk away from an unverified structure is the single most valuable asset you possess.